Okay, so, this is my second attempt to do this, and whoa, hey. Let's, reset the view here. There we go. That's better. And lovely, everything works this time. And there's no jitter, no lag. Excellent. Okay, I'm just gonna move a couple windows here on my laptop so I can see things better. Close that out. And yes, everything is okay. Excellent. All right. Okay, continue. So I'm going into solo play. This would be like if you had ESO up and you couldn't see any of the other players, but you were still in the same game world. It's kind of like that, but it doesn't really matter if you're an open play, private group session, or solo play. The only time you'll ever actually see anyone is probably private group session. So, solo play. I love my ship. Oh, they actually have like little tooltips now. That's cool. There's been so many updates since I was regularly playing this, and yes, this works flawlessly. Excellent. No jitter, no lag. Excellent. Okay. So, I'm in my home system of Shinrarta Deshra. I don't know who came up with that name. At Jameson Memorial, you can only reach Shinrarta after you've reached elite in any of the 3 professions. And the 3 professions are combat, trade, and exploration. As you can see, I'm elite in exploration. My combat rank, I think, is... I mean, it's dangerous, but I think that's like level 8 out of 10. My trade rank, I think that entrepreneur is like 4 out of 10. Yeah, I don't do trade. Alright. So, what am I set up for? One thing in multi-crew is that crew members cannot be on the ship when it's being customized. So I'll give you a little look at that. First off, I'm going to give you a little tour of the cockpit. So right here, you can see this is kind of the dash. I've got 4 bobbleheads, 2 floaty ships on either side, and then looks like a Guardian fighter, and then a copy of a starport. It's very sleek. The Empire really spares no expense building their ships. So I'm going to very slowly kind of pan over. Oh, go away, menus. All right, I'm going to pop up that menu down there so I'm not bringing up all the menus. There's the second co-pilot, or the first co-pilot's chair. There are 3 seats on this ship, and this is my chair. Okay, I'm going to try to get up without actually like falling over in real life. All right, there's the second co-pilot's chair, and this is the cockpit. Rumor has it they're eventually going to add legs. I guess the update is being called Space Legs, and then you should be able to actually walk around. I mean, if you've got VR, you can actually walk around a bit, as I am doing. Very limitedly in my room. And my poor headless commander. Okay, let me find my way back to my chair here. Without falling down. That'd be good. Okay. There we go. Alright, and am I sitting right? One of the good things about VR is you can always reset the view. So, reset view. Right here. There we go. Okay. And let's get rid of that menu. Okay, so ship customization. The bigger the ship, obviously, the more customizations there are, the more modules there are, and the more money you're going to spend doing all of it. Modules. This is an extremely tricked out vessel. If you see the little circles after the names, like thruster, then a circle, shield generator, circle, and so on, those circles are markers for engineered components. Engineers is an advanced mode. You have to unlock them through gameplay. I have most of them unlocked. I have all the ones I want unlocked. And then you have to supply humongous amounts of materials. If you think crafting an ESO is bad, the grind is real. Alright, so there are a lot of modules on this ship. And I don't know exactly what I'm outfitted for here. So I'm going to go ahead and go into Starport Services. Oh, fun fact, Elite Dangerous is routinely ranked top among games for its sound design. It's really nice to listen to. And sometimes, this is so geeky, but sometimes I'll actually sit just in my chair with the headset on and just listen to the sounds of the starport. It's pretty amazing. And geeky. Alright. So, outfitting. This is what we want. Sublime Variable. This is my baby. I love this ship. Maybe I'll change the paint job. I have so many paint jobs for this ship, it's ridiculous. Alright, hard points. So I've got a combination of multi-cannons and lasers. Lasers are really good for taking down shields. Multi-cannons are really good for taking down hulls. That is a gigantic gun. That's a multi-cannon. That's a size 3 multi-cannon, another size 3 multi-cannon. The medium-sized beam lasers. I think I have, what, 4 of these? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I've got 4 beam lasers. And as you can see, the little, well, they're not circles anymore on the bigger screen because they're much more clear. They're actually hexagons. But you can take a look at the modifications, and I have it overcharged to grade 5, which is the highest grade you can have. And this has an experimental effect called corrosive shell, which is fun. So the engineering, if you look at the table here, lots and lots of data I could geek over. But in essence, the modifications that are, I'm sorry, the lines that are in blue are the beneficial modifications, but there's always a drawback. So the stuff in red is the trade-off, which is fine, honestly. I'd rather have more damage. I typically try to go for overcharged on multi-cannon and efficient on beams because it reduces the thermal load. Efficient is one of the few modifications there is no drawback to. And what is this? Why is this in red? Oh, I've got a power management problem going on here. I'll take a look at that in a moment. But anyway, I've got some pretty nice firepower on here. And this is actually my bounty hunting setup. Well, actually, I keep those hard points at all times anyway. So, let me see. Do I have a kill warrant scanner? Because that would mean this is my bounty hunting. No. No, I don't. So, I've got shield boosters engineered to oblivion. This ship has an astounding shield strength of 7,470 kilojoules. Nothing gets through these shields. I love this ship. Have I mentioned that? Few heat sink launchers, because running into a sun is not fun. Well, it's fun the first time you do it. After that, it just gets expensive. Core internal. This is where you've got, your engine, your thrusters, the frame shift drive, power distributor, your essential components. You can't fly without this stuff. Because I do use this for bounty hunting, I've got military grade composite hull. That increases the hull strength massively. And I also have it engineered to heavy duty shield. What? What? I think I just found a glitch. Heavy duty shield booster. That should be for the shield boosters in the utility slots. This is not... What the hell's going on here? Ah, there we go. That was fun. Okay. So yeah, heavy duty armor with deep plating. So basically, this thing's a fucking tank. It does make it heavier, but when you're dealing with something as massive as the Imperial Cutter, 18 tons is nothing. So it doesn't make much of a difference on this. If you've got a smaller ship, a lighter ship that you want to go a lot faster, 18 tons can be a huge detriment. Power plant. I have a massive power plant on this baby, and it's still not enough. I'm 0.41 megawatts over the limit. Alright. Thrusters. Whatever ship you get, you want to get the best thrusters you can. It doesn't only reduce the heat, but it makes handling vastly better. So much better. In fact, my Imperial Cutter, a lot of people complain that the Cutter is really hard to fly. With engineered 8A thrusters, she's a little baby. Frameshift drive. This determines how far you can jump between stars. So if you look down at the bottom below my power in red, you see jump min / current / max. And then 35.64 / 35.81 / 36.44. Those are the light year limits I can jump in this ship. It's 35 at this point, which honestly, for a ship as huge as the Cutter, by the way, is the most massive ship in the game. It's the second longest, but it is the largest ship in the game. The Beluga liner, which is a luxury cruise vessel, I used to have one, which is also a dream to fly when you've got good thrusters on it. That is the longest ship in the game. But the Cutter is the biggest overall. Most massive, biggest. It's a whopping 2,200 tons. Alright. Excuse me. So, 35 light years is not bad for this. I almost always go with increased FSD range and mass manager. Mass manager and I think depth charge is the other one. The other optional upgrade you can choose. Their usefulness depends highly on the size of the FSD. And if I recall correctly, the FSDs that are size 5 and above benefit more from mass manager. Anything below size 5 benefits more from depth charge. But in all instances except one, I always go increased FSD range. And the one exception is for a purely combat-oriented ship. In that, I go with a shorter boot. Because oftentimes with a combat vessel, you're going to have massive power management. And you're going to probably have to turn off the FSD. And if you get into a sticky situation where you're about to die, or rather your ship's about to be destroyed because you can't actually die in the game, you want to get out of there as quickly as possible. And it takes 10 seconds for a frameshift drive to boot up, unless you have a faster boot sequence modification on it. So, life support. A lot of people don't upgrade their life support. They figure it's useless, but I do a lot of exploration, and I figure 25 minutes of emergency life support can be the difference between living and a 56 million credit rebuy. So, yeah, I upgraded. Plus, this is my baby. The whole idea of the Empire is they're the best of the best. They spare no expense. So, ships should be the best of the best. So, yeah, she's completely tricked out. Power distributor. I usually go with the high charge capacity rather than the recharge. I like the raw power as opposed to the recharge rate. Some people go the other way around. It's really personal preference. And I doubled down on that with the cluster capacitors upgrade, which is fun. So yeah, I've got a pretty huge power distributor here. Sensors, this is another one. It's kind of like life support. You don't have to upgrade it, but it's a good idea. Fuel tank, I keep the default fuel tank for the ship. There are no upgrades for fuel tanks. You can put a lower sized fuel tank on a ship, but the problem is you have to have enough to cover jumps between stars and for however much you need during Super Cruise. In general, a larger fuel tank is better. On some long-range exploration ships, some pilots put smaller fuel tanks on. It's personal preference. Excuse me. Okay. So, optional internal. This is where things get really fun. This is where you can really outfit the ship for whatever you want. I've got a massive shield on it. I've got a massive fuel scoop on it. The fuel scoop is probably the most expensive component of the entire ship. Because I've gotten stuck out in the black a few times and had to self-destruct my ship because I ran out of fuel. And that was before I found out about the fuel rats, who are a group of players who go and rescue idiotic commanders who've run out of fuel. Give me a second here. I'm just gonna double check that this thing is actually recording. Yes, it is. Awesome. It's been a while since I've used OBS, so just wanted to make sure. And I'm not just talking to myself. Well, I am talking to myself, but anyway. I'm talking to myself with the expectation that you will be listening later. Alright, so 8A fuel scoop. What do I have on this? Shielded. Okay, yeah. Basically, it takes less damage. Well, it increases the integrity massively. Holy fuck. 228.8%. But increases the power draw by 80%. Well, you know. It's always a trade-off. Okay. Auto field maintenance unit. This is one of my exploration modules. It weighs nothing, so a lot of people will add auto field maintenance units or AFMUs to their ships just for the added protection. What this does is if you're out in the black and you get into a fight or you damage your ship in any way, you can repair most modules with this. It does take ammunition, which can be synthesized using materials you can find on the surface of airless planets. Which is why we have a planetary vehicle hangar. And people think I'm nuts because I always go with the 6G, which is 4 scarabs. And this is because I'm the queen of flying. I don't drive on the surface of a planet. I make those suckers fly. It's fun. I go through SRVs very, very quickly. It's fun. Let's see. Repair Limpet Controller. This is one of the new modules that will repair the hull if your ship gets damaged. That's one of the things the AFMU cannot repair is the hull. Also, it can't repair your power supply, your power plant, because it requires power to use, so whatever module it's repairing gets shut off. That's also a really good reason to have your life support upgraded as much as possible, because if you have to repair it and it turns off, you don't want to die while it's being repaired. Guardian Frame Shift Drive Booster. This is a new module that was added, back in January, maybe? I don't remember. But it comes in different sizes, and what it does is it basically injects the frameshift drive with an alien module from an alien race called the Guardians. There's the Guardians, and then there's the Thargoids. The Guardians are the good guys, the Thargoids are the bad guys. That's very abbreviated. If you're really interested in knowing about the alien invasion, you can look it up. There's the Elite Dangerous wiki. That's very good for finding out information. But basically in the story, we've been able to scavenge or salvage some Guardian engineering blueprints. And so several modules have been made available for purchase if you gather the appropriate materials, which I went and grinded that fucking thing just to get this one Guardian module. This is the only Guardian module I am able to purchase because I refuse to do that much grinding. So I got the one I wanted. This adds 10.5 light years to the range. So without this module installed, this ship would only get 25.7 light years per jump. Collector Limpet controller. In that video, you saw the guy recording it having trouble with mining and getting the chunks he was blasting off, because you have to use the cargo scoop to fly into the object and then pick it up. Well, the Collector Limpet controller makes life a whole lot easier for miners. It sends out these little drones that collect all those little things and then bring them back to the ship. It makes mining so much better. Excuse me. And in bounty hunting, when you destroy a ship, they'll often drop materials and or loot. So I always keep excuse me. I always keep a Collector Limpet controller on me at all times. Which also requires ammunition in the form of limpets in the cargo hold, but you can also synthesize them with the proper materials. Hull reinforcement package. Now, these are special compartments called military compartments. I think there are 2 on this. Yeah. Because the Imperial Cutter is technically a military vessel, you have to achieve the rank of Duke in the Imperial Navy in order to be allowed to even purchase the ship, which starts at an astounding 220 million credits. And to completely outfit it, it's over 1 billion credits. Thankfully, I managed to buy my cutter at Shinrarta Dezhra after I got elite status. And the benefit of that is all modules and ships are 10% less at Jameson Memorial. And every single module and ship in the game is available at Jameson Memorial. It's the only station in the entire galaxy where all components and all ships are available at all times. Before I got that elite status, trying to hunt down components and ships was a fucking nightmare. Okay, so hull reinforcements, they basically do what they say. They buff up the hull, and I have heavy duty hull reinforcement and deep plating on it, so it's a lot heavier. Well, it's only 40% heavier, and 8.5 tons is nothing. But it increases the hull by 87% and all the resistances by 12% each. And I've got 2 of these. Plus what I have on the actual ship hull, which was that military, whatchamacallit, the military plating. So, non-military ships, and there are a lot of them for civilian use, don't have these compartments. Excuse me. And then a tiny little cargo rack, because I don't do trading, and unless I'm mining, I really have no need for a cargo rack much bigger than this. Detailed surface scanner. This allows you, this is an exploration module. This allows you to scan the surface of planets, and, well, mainly planets. Excuse me. I used to be really good at doing the scanning stuff, but then they released this huge update this year, a couple months ago, that completely and utterly changed the way exploration is done on planets, and I don't understand it. I'm gonna have to look at a guide or something because it's way complicated, and I mean it's kind of fun, but honestly, and this is just stupid, I can't figure out the controls for the thing. So I'm one of these days I'm gonna have to just sit down and try my hand at it. But yeah. Oh, and fun thing, if you are the first to completely scan a planet, you get your name attached to it. It also happens for first discoveries. And now there's actually two first discoveries. There's first discovered and first mapped, I think. Okay, so I told you there are a couple of new autopilot modules that also came out. This is one of them. It's Super Cruise Assist. It's not perfect. It nearly crashed me into a planet last time I used it. So I mainly have it off now. Um, there is also... Hey, I thought... Huh. I thought I had the advanced auto dock on here as well. Thing is, I really like the docking minigame. I'm good at it. And I will tell you, if you're just starting out, you might want to get the auto dock, the advanced auto dock, if you can afford it. But it's really satisfying to be able to dock and launch on your own without any assistance. It's fun, period. The Super Cruise Assist is useful for exploration, though, if you're going on long distance things and you don't have to worry about going off course as much. So okay, I am outfitted here for exploration. I think what I'm going to do, I have a lot of modules in storage. Let me take a look here. Lightweight alloys, a 1C. Well, I don't know. Oh, beluga liner. Okay. Right. And this is engineered. So I sold my beluga liner, but I kept the module because it's engineered. And it's very expensive. I could... Wait a minute. Lightweight alloys. No, that's the original hull to a beluga liner. So it's actually not... Yeah, value 0 credits. Okay. But it's been engineered. So how much? Level 3 isn't that great. But it's better than nothing. I'll keep it. Alright. 3E frameshift drive? This is a default module. Why is this in here? So, goodbye. Alright, so 1G pulse lasers. These are little guns. Oh, I know what these are for. Lightweight mount. Yeah. These are the ones I used to have for one of my smaller ships. As a just in case. Point defense. You know, I bet this is for... I bet that's for my combat loadout. Abrasion blaster. Oh, no! This is my mining. These are mining. Alright. Burst lasers. That's for another ship. Multi-cannons. Shield generator. Whole mass. Oh, yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, what am I looking for? Oh, power distributor. That is another default. Prismatics. I still have a bunch of these. I used to be involved in power play when I first started the game, and I got bored of it real fast. It's a grind. A lot of... I didn't realize it at the time, but apparently power play is meant more for groups. Kind of like guilds in the game, or squadrons. I lasted long enough to be able to reach the rank where I was able to buy prismatic shield generators. And I bought up a bunch of them before I was kicked out. So I still have them. I don't have any of the really big ones, though, because they were super expensive at the time, and I couldn't afford them. 2A power plant, not engineered? Why is this here? Not engineered. Yeah, I'll sell it. Considering I really only put modules on my ships here, so. Surface scanner, surface scanner. I've got a couple extras in there that are cargo racks, cargo racks. I do keep the cargo racks, however, because sometimes I've gotten out to the Pleiades Nebula and they don't have the big cargo racks out there. So I do keep some cargo racks in storage so I can ship them out there if I need to. Seismic charge launcher. When I take you mining, we are going to have fun using these. They are so much fun. They blow asteroids up. It's really fun. More seismic charge launchers. Because why not? Power plant, beam laser, thrusters, planetary vehicle hangar, another one? Probably to have shipped out if I need it. Alright, prismatics again. Collector Olympic controller that's been engineered. Repair Olympic controller not engineered. Yeah, I'll keep it. Prospector Olympic controller, that is for mining. Kill warrant scanner, here we go. Lightweight, no, that's not the one I want. That was for the Beluga. I turned my cruise ship into a bounty hunting vessel as an experiment. That was fun. Pulse wave analyzer. Oh, that's one of the new mining things. Alright. Frame shift wakes it. No, I don't want lightweight. I want fast. Lightweight? No. Kill. Oh, wait. Frame shift wake scanner. That's for collecting data. Yeah. Kill warrant scanner. Here we go. Fast. What is this? 2 seconds. I think this is the one I wanted. 3.4. No. I think this is what I want. Grade 5. Yes. This is the one I want. Transfer to ship. So. No. I want to keep all the shield boosters because we're going to be fighting. How many heat? I have 2 heat sink launchers, so I will put it here. Transfer. Transfer. And now you can watch it installed. It's kind of fun. Very slow. Hey. I was watching that. Stupid menu. Alright. The warrant scanner, multi-cannons. Fighter hangar. Yes! So, this is fun. I do have actually a pilot that I've hired. Let's see. If I'm bounty hunting, I don't need the fuel scoop. It's the one instance I don't mind removing. Oh, wait! Planetary vehicle hangar. We won't need that if we're fighting. There we go. And... Oh my god. I have a plasma accelerator? Oh, it's only a 3B. Still. That's a huge gun. For a refinery, that's for mining. Frame shift drives for another ship. Beam laser. Ah! There's a big plasma accelerator. I have to figure out how to use those fuckers. Autofuel maintenance unit. Why do I have this? It's 13 fucking million credits. Oh, it might have been from when I was double stacking them. You can... Fun thing, you can actually use an AFMU to repair another AFMU. It's fun. Shield generator. 8 sensors. What is this? It doesn't say what ship it's for. 23 million. I have a fortune just in modules here. 7A thrusters. Holy crap. 45 million. Clean drive tuning, though. What level? Oh, grade 5. No wonder I'm keeping it. Yeah. 8A power plant. 142 million. Grade 5. Yeah. I haven't converted these yet. Engineering got a massive overhaul. Fighter hangar. Where is this? Terminus. Ah! Oh! Oh! That's why. Terminus is where I do my bounty hunting, and it's already there. Alright, well, that's easy. 6A thrusters in Maya, because that's where they get upgraded. So I have a set of thrusters out there waiting to be engineered. Crapola. Alright, well, in that case, I will put this back. Store. Because the 7D fighter hangar allows you to have double the storage amount. So, I think we got 16 here. That's probably enough for limpets. Yeah. Screw it. Transfer. Where's my cargo rack? Oops. There we go. There. Just to be safe. Repair Olympic controller. Guardian frame shift drive booster. A lot of this stuff I don't need for bounty hunting, but I don't need to get rid of it for bounty hunting either. What's my hull? Pretty fucking high. Pretty 400. Technically, I could put on a couple more hull reinforcements, but I don't need to because the shield is... yeah. Yeah. Combined hull and shield's almost 11,000 kilojoules, so I think I'll just leave that. Alright, but I'm going to have to leave the fuel scoop. Well, I'll leave the fuel scoop on now and then just switch out the fighter bay when I get there. And I have to remember to hire my pilot back on... Well, not hire him, but get him back on the ship when I get to the terminus. So, alright. And now, livery. This is the visual customization. Cutter. So, voice I have, for my Kovas voice, I have Archer. It's a male Brit. There are others you can get. Let's see. Verity is nice. Emily is French. It depends on if you want a different voice for your cockpit. And I really like, there's a third-party application called Voice Attack where you can actually voice control your ship, which is a fucking godsend, especially when you're in VR. I haven't installed Voice Attack on the laptop yet because I've been just trying to figure out if it's stable. But a lot of the new Kovas voices here, like Celeste and Eden and Jefferson, Leo, Verity, those are all voices from the third-party Voice Attack software. That's how popular it is that Frontier hired those voice actors to do Kovas as well as the voice packs. It's amazing. Paint job, iridescent gleam. I have so many paint jobs for this ship. Let's see. Chrome. Pretty. Chromed, which is a slightly more buffed version. For the longest time I had galvanized malachite. Not that. It's the green one. There we go. That's still pretty. Palladium. Yeah, purple isn't really my thing. Iridescent dusk. The iridescent paint jobs they came out with are absolutely fucking gorgeous. Golden. No, I think I'm just going to keep it an iridescent gleam. It's kind of like a combination of chrome and iridescent dusk. Scorch is fun. Twilight is pretty. Wait a minute. Oh, I do have the Midnight Black. Midnight Black's a special one for Black Friday. Pretty. Yeah, I think I'm just going to keep it. Iridescent gleam. Alright. Ship name, Sublime Variable. Ship ID, GAE 33. Nameplates, you can change the nameplates, which is fun. Yeah, I'm not in the Alliance. I'm actually an independent pilot now. I used to work for the not the Alliance, the Empire, which is why I was in the Imperial Navy. but they pissed me off, so I stayed long enough to get the Imperial cutter. Yeah, if I was still in the Empire, there's an Imperial nameplate. Yeah, I'm not going to change anything there. Alright, I have it the same on the other side. Ship ID, I don't usually put the ship IDs on my... Oh my god, that's a huge heat sink. God, the size of this ship is fucking incredible. Front decal, I don't have decals on this. Oh, I have it on the side here. Where? I don't see it. Where? Well, apparently it's my dangerous rank. Oh, and the left, Elite Explorer. Oh, that's right. I know why you can't see him. This fucking bumper's on the way. I have a parts pack for this. So it has a spoiler on the back, wings, tail, and bumper. The bumper is the reason you can't see the... No, wait. It's not the bumper. That's the bumper. Okay, yeah. Oh my god. They actually released a... This is just awful. I don't know why they did this to the cutter. They released a pirate pack, which puts, like, corrugated fucking spikes on this gorgeous ship. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Sorry, I'm a little biased when it comes to my ship. Weapon color, white. Engine detailing, white. Oh, and then you can set the bobbleheads. You can have up to 10 bobbleheads. I have a retro anaconda on the left there. Nothing in 2 and 3. Then, yeah, the Guardian Javelin. Nothing in 5, nothing in 6, nothing... Oh, the Coriolis, 7. Coriolis is one of the 3 station types. Actually, no, there's more than 3 now. Retro Cobra. String lights, cockpit orb lights. These are fun. They introduced these, not last year, but the year before. There's fun colored lights for Christmas. Cockpit orb lights, which are Guardian lights. Cockpit probe lights, which are Thargoid lights. White lights, which are pretty. I like them. And pumpkin lights for Halloween. I think I'll just keep the Guardian lights for now. Alright, so I'm really not changing anything. And if you have SRVs or fighters, you can customize the look of those as well, which I'll be doing when we get to the Terminus system. So, that is customization. It's insanely detailed. Oh, and when you do get into engineering, some engineers can be accessed remotely if you have the proper perks. These are my modules and what I have unlocked. And it lets you craft any blueprints you have pinned without the requirement of an engineer's facility. However, you can't gain reputation with the engineer, and you can't buy or change any experimental effects. So it is limited. I think multi-cannons. I was upgrading a couple of these. Now let's see. Grade 5 is not fully done. Can I? No, I have no modified embedded firmware. Okay. But as you can see, they're incremental upgrades with a cap. And you can upgrade them up to the cap, which is fun. But I don't have the materials for that. In fact, I don't think I have the materials for any of the ones I need. If they're checked off, it means you've completed that particular grade. And as you can see, it's really not worth getting polymer capacitors and antimony for this upgrade, because it's a sliver. It would go from 65.3% to 65.6%. So it's 0.3% improvement. Why bother? Yeah. None of these are really pressing. I've pretty much upgraded it to the point I'm going to, unless I decide to go all out and hoard materials again. Shipyard. Oh, this is if you have a fleet or you can buy ships. There are 37 possible ships. I have 11 in storage, and it goes from smallest to largest. Imperial Eagle. I don't remember why I bought that. Oh, my Skim Scan Scram, my Imperial Courier. This is kind of like my sports car. It's massively fast. Top speed of 568 meters per second with a boost speed of 771 meters per second. That is not right. What is wrong with this? Should be faster than that. Super Cruise, lightweight alloys, 3A, 3A, 1D. By the way, size D, like the 1D life support and 2D sensors, the D modules are the lightest. I thought that it was hitting something on the order of almost 1 kilometer per second. What happened? Oh, it has an advanced docking computer and Super Cruise Assist. That might be why. Yeah. Well, anyway, this is the fastest ship I own. It's a tiny little ship. Sadly, you can't join me in it unless I'm recording because it only has one. It only has one seat. It's a tiny little ship. Dolphin. This is my small taxi. It has a massive jump range of 50, a max jump range of 53.31 light years. It's good for passenger missions, very quick passenger missions. Also, last time I went out to Colonia, I went out in my cutter, but then I had the Dolphin shipped to me so I could go sightseeing. It took several days for it to be shipped. It was awful, and it cost more than the ship itself. But thankfully, it's a small ship. It doesn't cost that much. And my second Imperial Courier, the Baleful Bunny, this is my dedicated combat courier. And as long as there are authority ships around, it can hold its own in a fight. Federal Assault Ship. I bought the Federal Assault Ship and the Federal Gunship during a celebration event last year where all of the superpower regulations required to buy these ships were lifted. Because the federal ships can only be purchased if you're part of the Federal Navy, and I am not. I refuse to be. Because the Federation, they're dickwads. Asp Explorer. This is my dedicated exploration vessel. This is what I went out to Colonia and the Galactic Core in the first time. It has a massive jump range of 60 light years. And I call it the Epimetheus ERV, experimental research vessel. I call it the Epimetheus because it boldly goes where everyone else has already been. I'm that kind of explorer. I don't really go off in search of adventure unless anyone else has already done it. My Mamba, this is kind of like a sports car. I'm kind of in the middle of figuring out what I want to do with it. It's new-ish to the game. Made by Zorgon Peterson. It's a luxury company. The Crate Mark II. I have this for nostalgia. This ship is pretty much the Millennium Falcon in the game. It looks like the Millennium Falcon. It flies like the Millennium Falcon. It's yeah. I mean, I still have default crap on it. I can't figure out if I want to use it at all, and I didn't even name it. Imperial Clipper. I have all the Imperial ships. This was my main ship for a while until I was able to buy the cutter. Hope Star. It's a rescue and reconnaissance vessel. Decent jump range for the size of the ship. 37 light years. Very fast. Very maneuverable. It's a fun ship to fly. And it's outfitted with fuel transfer limpets for rescuing stranded pilots, repair limpets, cargo racks to get not black boxes, life support, um, not life support, shit. Cryogenic chambers. That's right. It's also for rescuing people from the Thargoids and all that. It's fun. God, I'm so nasally. I'm talking so much. Just getting a drink here. Okay. My Anaconda. Oh my god. The Anaconda is technically capable of the longest light or jump ranges in the game. That it has a 65.74 light year range, which is it's close to the max of what you can get. Max, I think somebody got up to 70 before, but you sacrifice a huge amount of the Anaconda's potential by, I mean, you basically have to gimp it in order to get this kind of jump range. You can't really have many modules on it at all, but it is capable of it, and people do it. Sharon's Second Chance. This ship I use for evacuations when the Thargoids strike a starport. There's chaos and all that, and the residents have to be evacuated. That's what this ship is for. And that's only what it's for. It's for getting out somewhere quick and then getting a bunch of people on board and then getting them out of there even faster. So, and that's my fleet. I used to have a Beluga. Okay, so 37 ships. I'm not going to go through every single one of them. I haven't flown most of them, but the Sidewinder is what you start out with. And if you don't have a rebuy when you lose your ship, you get a Sidewinder again. Never fly without rebuy. Never fly without rebuy. If you learn nothing else, learn that. Never fly without rebuy. It's as basic as they come. Eagle. This is a dedicated combat ship. Never flown it. Hauler, dedicated trade ship. Never flown it. These are all three are well, the Sidewinder is a multi-purpose. The Eagle's combat, Hauler is trade. These are all your beginning vessels. The Adder, also for trade, but can also be exploration. Imperial Eagle. This is an Empire, the Empire's version of the Eagle, also for combat. Viper, never flown it. I guess it's for combat. Cobra, I spent a lot of time in the Cobra Mark III when I first started out. And unless you make lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of coin right off the bat, you'll probably be in a Cobra for a while. It's a great ship, and some elite pilots still fly the Cobra Mark III. It's a tiny ship. Not very many modules, not very large modules, but it's a good all-rounder. Nice little ship. Viper Mark IV, never flown it. It's a larger version of the original Viper. Diamondback Scout. This is the first of the dedicated exploration vessels. Never flown it. Can't really comment on it. By the way, you see a manufacturer's label, Lakon. Lakon specializes pretty much in only exploration vessels. Zorgon Peterson and not Guatemala. Gudamaya are luxury vessels. The Lacey, I think, is combat. Core Dynamics is combat. I think Core Dynamics also makes all the federal stuff. DeLacy. Sidewinder. Right, DeLacy are multi-purpose, and all their ships are actually named after vipers, snakes. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so the Type 6 transporter, this is a dedicated trade ship. It's difficult to fly, but it's a good starter trade ship. Dolphin is a passenger ship. It's Saud-Kruger. It's a luxury vessel. It's one of the 2 ships that can equip luxury liner, or not luxury liners, luxury accommodations, passenger cabins. Diamondback Explorer. It's an explorer ship. Imperial Courier. All-purpose. Very fast, very maneuverable. They're fun. Keelback. Combat Trader. I used to have a keelback. It can equip a fighter bay. I didn't care for it. Some people like it. Asp Scout. The smaller version of the Asp Explorer. Vulture. I hated the Vulture. I flew it for like a day. Absolutely hated it. It's a combat ship. Very, very squishy combat ship. Asp Explorer is pretty much the mainstay of all Sirius Explorers. It's a medium-sized ship, so it can land at all stations and outposts. By the way, outposts only have landing pads for small and medium ships. Starports have small, medium, and large landing pads. So the Asp Explorer is a great ship for explorers. It's pretty much... I hate to say meta in this game, but it pretty much is. Federal dropship. You have to be in the Federation to buy this. I don't really understand the Federal ships except for combat. So, Type 7 transporter. My alternate account has a Type 7 transporter. I loved this ship. It's a great trading ship. It looks like a trading ship. It's great. I loved it. I started out mining in a Type 7. It was fun. Alliance Chieftain. This is one of the newer ships. And its inspiration was Halo. I have one, I think. No, I don't have one anymore. I used to have one. I tried it out. Meh. There's a few of them. I don't know. They're okay. They're for the Alliance Chieftains, the Commanders. Those are for, excuse me, fighting the Thargoids. Federal Assault Ship, another combat Federation one. Imperial Clipper, I have one of these. It's an Empire ship. Excellent. Alliance Crusader, that's another version of the Chieftain. Also for fighting Thargoids. Same with the Challenger. Gunship, again, combat vessel. Crate Phantom, this is a variation on the Crate Mark II. I guess it's for smugglers? I'm not really sure. Crate Mark II. Yep. Orca. This is one of the passenger vessels. However, I don't think it's actually capable of equipping the luxury cabins. Very odd. Orca, fun fact, is the least popular ship in the game. But you still see people trying to make use of it. Fer-de-Lance. These are fun little ships. If I see a Fer-de-Lance in a bounty hunting area, it's pretty much a guaranteed paycheck. They're luxury combat vessels, if you can believe it. They're great. I used to have a Fer-de-Lance, but wasn't really my cup of tea. Mamba, it's flashy. It's a racing ship. Python. A lot of people do their bounty hunting in a Python. It's a medium-sized ship. It's a good all-rounder, but it's really good in a lot of different roles. A lot of people think the Python is the best ship in the game because it can do pretty much anything. I do recommend it. I had one for a long time, and I think I had the Cobra and then the Python the longest. Yeah. Type 9 Heavy. I've never flown one of these. I hear they're awful. As you can see, there is no maneuverability. They can't get out of their own way. However, when we get to the Type 10, I'll talk a little bit about that. Beluga Liner, I loved this ship. It's technically the largest or the longest ship in the game. It's the only ship that exceeds the Imperial Cutter in length. But not in mass. It's a lot lighter than the Cutter. It's a passenger ship. It's a cruise liner, basically. Think of a cruise ship flying through space. That's it. I loved my Beluga. I was so upset when I sold it, but I did because, Cutter. They improved the jump range on these, I heard, so it's actually competitive, but very fun to fly too. It is surprisingly maneuverable for its size. Type 10 Defender. I love this ship. I sold mine. I'm thinking of buying another one when I get my balance up higher. I still have all the modules for it. I loved this ship. It's a tank. It can't be destroyed. Basically, it doesn't need shields. You just put hull reinforcements on it, and it cannot be destroyed at all. And it's so much fucking fun to mine in. I had one as a dedicated miner, and it was, if you know what I mean by it, just feels like a miner. It's great immersion. The Anaconda, this is considered to be one of the big three. Basically, what people call the endgame ships. There's the Anaconda, the Imperial Cutter, and the Federal Corvette. Anaconda is the only one of the three that anyone can buy at any time, as long as they have 128 million credits. It's the lightest of the big three. Jumps the farthest of the big three. A lot of people use it as a multi-purpose, which it is. Federal Corvette, you have to be rank of Rear Admiral in the Federation. I've never flown one of these. It's 169 million credits. But I hear they're great in combat. And the Imperial Cutter, the most expensive and largest ship. Also best designed, but I'm biased. And here at Shinrar Tadejra, it's 183 million credits. Anywhere else is 220. Because there's a discount here. I love my cutter. Okay, so those are the ships. I'm going to stop this recording now, just so the file size doesn't get too massive. And I'll start up another one.